Well, it's really nice to finally connect with you and sort of talk. And I'm glad we're doing it like this. I'm glad we're going to like do some serious music nerd talk because the playlist is awesome that you guys have put together.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's funny because I only saw my submissions, and then when I saw the whole playlist, I was like, "This is so dope," but also so clear who picked which songs, and it's so funny.
We're going to dive into all that. I want to talk about Stuck With You, obviously, because congrats. It's great to hear your voice. Just hear your voice right now. And as soon as this whole situation changed, you got to choose your moment as to when you want to speak or release something or say something or contribute. And what changed for you?
So we just wanted to make something fun that also helps and kind of makes people feel, I think, less alone, I guess, or just can some like be hopefully somewhat uplifting. I think it's also like a really literally isolating time for people mentally too. So we wanted to put music out because music is the thing that makes people feel good. It's the thing that speaks most to people's spirits, and we just wanted to lift them. So we thought it would be better to do it this way with the, of course, working with the First Responders Children's Fund, and doing it that way made it feel much better and like hopefully it's making people feel good, we hope.
It is. I mean, I'm, looking at the reaction and listening to the way just the way that it worked in this house. When we played it for the first time and watching my kids respond to it, they love it, and it feels like a great moment. And I sort of wonder, like, this is a great singular experience to do some good, and it's great to hear you and Justin in a collaborative space. But I don't know if it's sort of symptomatic of how you're feeling creatively right now, and whether or not you've been able to find yourself in an inspired place through this, because it's been 2 months and it's been a real roller coaster. The quarantine prom playlist that you've put together with Justin, I have to ask this question because I would ask it of anybody making a prom playlist right now. What was your vibe during your prom?
I never went to prom because I was working on Victorious at the time and we were having a lot of fun, and I kind of felt like I did have a high school experience with my castmates there.
Yeah, but listen, we're not going to sit here and talk about Victorious. We'll save that for a later date, although there is an entire episode dedicated to that show because that show kind of raised our kids at one point for quite a long time.
That makes me so happy. I
No,
love
you
that.
killed that role. You killed that
Thank
role.
you. But yeah, that was my prom. That's the closest I ever got to a prom.
All right. And into Whitney Houston. I want to dance with somebody. Again, very prom themed, but Whitney, I mean, the top three greatest singers of all time.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. When I was younger, my mom and everyone, we would just blast the divas, Whitney, Madonna, Mariah, Celine. It was a very vocal, gay musical house. Yeah.
The word diva gets thrown around once someone is successful in all the wrong connotations. It gets completely
Of course.
misconstrued. And what it really
Yeah.
is it's an insult to strong female energy. And that could be female energy in women or in men or in bi or in transgender. It doesn't matter. That diva energy really is about taking control.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that word. And yet people are like, oh, they're being a diva. And I'm like, that's the wrong use of
Yeah, I'm
that
like, I
word.
hope so. I truly hope they are, because that means they've got an opinion and a drive and artistic integrity. They've got something to say. It means it's funny because you bring that up. I stopped doing like interviews for a really long time because I felt like whenever I would get into a position where somebody would try to say something for clickbait or twist my words or blah blah blah, like I would defend myself, and then people would be like, "Oh, she's a diva," and I was like, "This doesn't make any sense." Like, because I have an opinion about something that was like, something that has been completely whatever, like, or if I have an opinion artistically, or if I am directing something, or if I have something to say regarding a choice that's being made with my career or something, blah blah blah. It always was in the past kind of manipulated and turned into this negative thing, whereas I don't see that with men. It's like when men express their opinions or defend themselves or are directing something and making notes on something, they're brilliant and they're geniuses. And yeah, what a boss. And yet it's just so not the same thing with women, which I hope we can work on fixing. And of course that's not always the case. It's not always that way, but it does make it kind of, it makes you want to quiet down a little bit, but I'm trying to also say F that. You know what I mean? It can't, I'm tired of seeing women silenced by it. I think there's this thing where like will hear something or be, oh, like she said this, and then it really sits with you, and you feel like, oh wow, should I not express myself anymore, or should I not have this fight that I want to have anymore, or should I just say okay and let it be? And then it kind of fucks you up a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's, oh bless you, Strauss. Strauss sneezed, I'm so sorry. There are like four animals on the couch behind me. But yeah, so of course it's not an all the time thing, but it is definitely still prominent. But I'm trying to just say it and like let go of that trauma, because I do have a lot to say and I do enjoy talking to people and I do want to do interviews and share with people and not be afraid to be myself.
When you stepped away, though, you let your work do that fighting, which was
I
really
tried.
powerful. It was really powerful. It was like, okay, I could sit here and have 15, 20 conversations with people and try to navigate these murky, shark-ridden waters and see if I can get something positive out of it, or I could let this work resonate, sit, and hold the tone. And it did.
That's gonna make me cry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ugh, ugh, yuck. Sorry. I appreciate that a lot.
Wait till I twist your words about
Were
NSYNC.
you in Sync or Backstreet Boys?
I was actually a Backstreet Boys guy.
You don't have to compare. They can coexist, and they're both fantastic and serve
No, no, no.
completely
Let's
different
fight it out. Let's
purposes in
fight
the
it out. I
90s.
like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I was an NSYNC baby, but I Want It That Way is definitely one of the greatest songs of all time.
Straight out of Perfect Pop Music by NSYNC into Perfect Pop Music by Troye Sivan. Oh my God, this guy. Oh, I love him so much. He's such a sweet human, and he's also a diva too. He's definitely got the diva energy.
He's got the perfect diva energy, I think.
Totally.
But I still feel like his presence is still approachable and so fun and so sweet. Like, I love his humor, I love his posts, I love everything about his presence as an artist and also in my life as a person. He's just one of the real ones. I really love him.
How was that time collaborating with him? Because it's one thing to be friends with someone, but you have to really be deliberate and thoughtful before you get in there and work with somebody, you know?
I'm always nervous when friends of mine or artists that I admire send me something and hope that I will get on it, and I'm like, okay, I need to like make sure this is exactly what they wanted or envisioned or like why they asked me. So I've tried to just take my time with it and get it right. And I sent it to him and he was like, oh my God, this is what I pictured.
Just go. Let's talk Doja.
So I love her. I was able to work with her earlier this year on this song that I want to save for whenever it's time again to drop. But I love her so much. I love her personality. I love what she brings to the table musically, and just like, she's just such a breath of fresh air. I think she's brilliant and so talented.
Like a prayer. But I mean, Madonna shows up.
It's just ridiculous that after everything she has accomplished and after reshaping pop music and setting the bar higher and higher so many times in her career, I still feel like she just does it because she's still hungry and still just loves it and still just feels she has more to say and more things to try. And I think that's why I love her so much as an artist, because she's done what she needs to do. She doesn't, there's no more acclaim she needs. There's no more awards, number hits, anything. She just does it because she loves it, and that resonates with me.
The other thing that shows up on this playlist, Ari, as well, that is amazing, is that there's a really strong sense of a love of pure R&B and modern R&B. Tinashe,
Yeah.
cornerstone for the recovery of R&B into the mainstream, and should be always recognized as that. I think she's punk rock Tinashe. I really do. You know, SZA, same thing. These are your peers doing incredible things right now.
Yeah. I love Tinashe because I know she produces as well, and I always love seeing women behind the computer and everything. That's always makes me so happy. And SZA, I love her so much, and she's so sweet and so talented. And I love that her writing is not formulaic.
Thundercat. Oh, man, I love him.
I love him so much. He's the only person who can write the way he writes. It's so personal. It's so stream of consciousness and brilliant. And he's one of the greatest musicians ever in the world. And the bass is I can't talk about it. He's too good. Ending the night, the prom night, with the turn down is a really good move.
Would you like to elaborate somewhat behind the thinking behind that?
It's like a vibe, and it's really cool. Everyone's a little drunk, and it sounds good, and it's fun. Everyone's a little, wonky. And then after that, and I regret not putting this in there, but maybe you can sneak it in for me and we can pretend that it's been in there the whole time. And then I think we have to pick it back up with Last Dance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is a song that has to be played at the end of every event.
Every event.
I love songs that have a slow intro and take their time. Like, intros are really important to me. Last Dance and Vogue, like, you better take your time getting into this song. Talk about rebelling against, structure.
I noticed you picked a little Justin song on here too, which is nice of you to throw to your compadre on this playlist scenario.
Just doing my,
Yeah, you put Died in Your Arms for the Believe era.
That's a really beautiful song. However, super dark if you really think about that. Why is that? Why? but also like, it's beautiful and I can enjoy it. But like, not for too long because like, where am I gonna head mentally? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it.
I'm
Trust
like,
me.
where? I'm like, this is such a nice song, and then I'm crying.
I like that though. I like it when lovely songs that shine on the surface take me to that place. I like being surprised by that.
Yeah, if you can take the good time I'm having right out from underneath me and make me really sad, I love that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm
For
like,
me, it's super true.
if you can actually make me less numb because I'm having a good time right now with this song, and then send me right back to where I was before this evening began, great. Remind me of what's at hand, of the trauma that must be unpacked. Let's go.
It's been an amazing opportunity at this point in my life, and I guess in your career, to be able to finally connect and talk.
Yeah, and I feel so grateful to do it. Again, as I've expressed, I get so anxious about these things because the world scares me sometimes, but I feel so happy and like fun. This was so much fun.